Hi guys, Taps116 here. Just thought I'd guide. A lot of people I've been speaking to in the comments and other places have been having problems with conveyor belts and how to get them working and how they use. I'm not gonna lie, I was confused when I first looked at them. So I've spent some time here, and you can see I've got a little makeshift factory going. It works, and the end product I've got is shotgun shells. And shotgun shells get stored up in here. So I'm gonna let it run. I'm gonna turn the power on. I'm gonna let it run. I'm gonna let you watch it, and then I'll explain all the steps. I just realised there may be more than enough coffee cups coming through. So let's get a bit of... where's it going? F for fertiliser. Here we go, let's get one fertiliser. Just to demonstrate, and then I'll take you through the process. Just come and see that, yeah? So this is a bottle of fertiliser that I'm going to put on here. Now notice how none of the coffee cups came through there. Yeah, notice how just the fertiliser came through, and the coffee cups, anything else carry on the other way. And there you go, there's a bit of plastic. There you go. So I'm going to run you through the science. I'm going to pause it all here. So what you are going to need is, to make your own generator, is you're going to need a vacuum hopper. I'll show you that. So, conveyor belts, machinery, a vacuum hopper. You need sorters, component sorter or normal sorter, it's up to you. You may need a hopper, depends what you're going for, and then obviously your machinery and lots of tracks. So I'll take you through the process. So the first one's the hopper, and what this machine does, it sucks out anything adjacent to a toolbox. So I have got my hopper adjacent to my workbench, so it is literally sucking every single piece of junk that I own in this workshop. He's just sucking it out and putting it onto the conveyor belts, so it's just sucking everything out. And obviously this doesn't have to be the workshop. You could put a little bookshelf here, and you could just store a load of stuff in a bookshelf and then suck out anything from any container. So once it gets sucked out, obviously it's got some wonder glue, dirty ashtray, economy wonder glue. What then comes into play is the sorters. So I've got component sorters. And basically, it's, if you look at it this way, it goes straight through, and then there's a cut off to the right. Look at it this way. There's a cut off to the right, and it goes straight on. So what you're going to look for is the cut off to the right, and I've used a component sorter. So what I've done is I've put fertiliser in here. So I'll show you. There's an empty slot, and I have put in here fertiliser. So now this machine now knows that anything with fertiliser in, so any piece in here that comes out with fertiliser in, not fertiliser itself, just anything with fertiliser in. So for instance, we've got fibre optics, asbestos and nuclear material. If there was fertiliser, it would class that. So anything with fertiliser in, it classes, and it gets ticked as fertiliser, and it comes out to the right. Yeah, same with this one. So I've set with this one lead. So anything with lead gets put out to the right, and for the final one, plastic, anything with plastic gets put out to the right, yeah? Any junk items that I don't want carry on straight through, and they end up in the storage over here. So you can see everything that I don't want is just being piled up in the storage, such as 34 coffee cups, because nobody needs 34 coffee cups. So anything waste is just stored here, and anything you need is stored here. So I'm after fertilizer, lead, and plastic. So this is where it gets complicated. I'll take my elevator up to show you. So once it selects them 3 materials, it goes up into these elevators. The elevators then all conjoin, so you've got your 3 openings. They just all conjoin into the hopper. So I've just used right tracks, left tracks, and then a hopper. It falls down into the hopper, and the hopper's super simple. When it gets full, it just opens, falls onto this track. This track is also powered, gets put into the ammunition plant. So that is the simple thing about it. What you may be thinking is, how do you know what you want? You know, how do you know that you need fertilizer, that I need lead, and that I need plastic? Well, the way to sort this out is by using a terminal over here. So I've got a food processor and a terminal, and we're just going to hook this up, get some makeshift power. Just going to hook all this up, yeah. So if I go on my terminal now, when it's hooked up to the food processor control, and in there I can see everything that I can make. So I can make Blanco brand mac all the way to Yum Yum deviled eggs. And if I click on anything, so it's Instamash, here we go. There you go. It tells you exactly what you need. So you need 3 potatoes and 1 cloth to make Instamash. So if I was making Instamash, I would put 1 machine to potatoes, 1 machine to cloth, and the other machine can just be turned off. You don't need it. Yeah. Oh, look at that! All my bottle caps, all my money. That is so cool. It just strings out individual money. That is pretty cool. Look at that! It's going to string out 1,000 bottle caps. I need to stop it from doing that actually. Where are the bottle caps? Bottle caps. Yeah, oh, 20, never mind. 20 bottle caps. Stopped it now. So yeah, if you're unsure what components you need, set up a terminal, sorry. So we'll get rid of this. Get rid of this. If we hook up the terminal to my ammunition processor, so we go ammunition plant control, you can see that I am trying to produce shotgun shells. So we go shotgun shell, and I need lead. So 2 lead, 2 plastic, 2 fertilizer. So the things I need is lead, plastic, and fertilizer. There we go. So that is why I've set myself to get anything plastic and anything fertilizer. It does take a long process, because obviously, as you see, I'm not getting anything. It's just filtering through all the junk I need. This is the stage where you might want to make it a larger scale process. So once it's filtered once, it could filter again, and again, and again, and again. So you would filter it so specifically, so your storage containers wouldn't be full of random stuff. Obviously there is a way to speed this process up a little bit, not much. If you have there's parts for a spare terminal, place, and another little tip, that ding, that little ding, like your microwave meals ready, that little dingy here is something's been accepted. So you found an item you want, it's been accepted, and if you wait here you're probably going to see it shoot down from the hopper. Oh, it did, and it missed. There we go. Bottle of antiseptic freeze bottle. Totally missed. It's stuck there now. We'll pick up the old-fashioned way. There you go. There's the problem with the hopper. Larger items will be harder to miss, but the smaller items it should generally get all the time. So the speed up process, take your terminal, hook it up to everything. Obviously one wire should hook everything up. Hook it up to everything, and you're looking for a vacuum. It's not there. There we go. So you can go hopper control, and you can set output timer. So 0.5 seconds, so it produces stuff every 0.5 seconds now. And that just saves you a bit of time in the long run, because things are being produced like every 5 seconds now, instead of what they were being produced at before. As I said, there's the problem. Larger items do get...
That's so long as you're carrying it.
Right, larger items do get either knocked off or picked up, so just make sure you are keeping track of your larger items. But there you go, that is a simple way. Come on, Concrete, play the game. So that is a simple guide for conveyor belts. Anything... Whoa! Something going on there. Here we go, gas canisters. Should have something in for me, I hope. So yeah, that's basically the quick route. Quick, you need a hopper, you need sorters, and you need some sort of filtration system, so you get it into whatever machine you want. To do a switch around, we'll just switch it up a bit just to show you what I mean. Get these things in here. Okay, dry forward American flag does not want to go in. So what we'll do, just to show you how easy it is, we'll stop the system. We'll deconnect this, and what we'll do is we'll hook up the food processor. So just to show you how it all works, we're gonna get rid of this, and we're gonna put this in. That's another thing, if you're making it, it's rather easy to switch things around. So you hook up your terminal. I need a bit of power first. There you go, hook up your terminal, and you have to pick something you want to make. So food processor control, all the stuff you can make. So let's see, sugar bombs. Something easy, I'm going to choose something easy just to show you. So, oh yeah, we'll do this one, tato and cloth, yeah? So to make Instamash, we need tato and cloth. So what we're going to do is just stop the machine, just so we don't get any antiseptic in our food. So the thing we're looking for is tato and cloth. So you're not looking for cloth itself, anything with cloth in will do. Maybe any cloth there, we'll have a look anyway. And tato. No tatoes in there, we'll get some out of the other one though. So you've got to remember the components we need are tato and cloth. So you go into your workbench, you find tato and cloth. So there's a bit of cloth, we only need one. So you take one. Make sure to take out the fertilizer, the lead and the plastic. So what we'll do now is we'll put cloth in this one. So in the component you transfer and you put your cloth in there. You go and get some tato. All the way down to T. You know what, I'm pretty sure we can harvest some. I'm pretty sure we grow some potatoes. Yep, potato plant, there we go.
Seems to be growing well.
Yeah, growing well. So potato, put it in the second one. It'd be an aid, wouldn't it? Yeah. There you go. Oh, you cannot store that here. So that is another thing you may encounter. Instead, you're going to need a sorter. So this is a component sorter that I used. So that sorts components such as cloth. So anything with cloth in, that would have picked out. Anything with plastic in, that would have picked out. Because we're making a potato, we're going to need the other sorter, which is, I believe, just called a sorter. Yeah. So this just basically looks for specific items. So say if you put in a globe, instead of looking for the plastic within the globe, it would just look for globes. That's how it works. If you are having trouble finding where it goes in, it should just snap in. If it doesn't snap in, there's something wrong. It should always just snap to. So sorter. It should snap to. I don't think it's long enough. Because if you've noticed, the sorter is slightly different. Needs a bit more room. There we go. So it slots in there. So if you're having trouble putting your tracks down, you make sure it's slotted in. And with this sorter, we're going to transfer. I'm going to put a potato in here. Fingers crossed. Potato works. Yep, there you go. So this machine is looking for potatoes. This machine is not looking for anything. This machine is looking for cloth. And all the junk items will be collected at the end. There'll be... Yep, so let's try now. Let's turn the machine on. And let's see if we can make some into the mash. So everything's being sucked out of the workbench. All the items. It's gone into this first machine, which is looking for cloth. Any item with cloth it's going to take out. The second machine is just useless right now, but we were using it before. And this third machine is looking for potatoes.
I'm glad I don't spend my whole life on the ground. That would be...
So let's go and get some potatoes for it, because we don't have any potatoes in the workbench. As I said earlier, you don't have to use the workbench. You can have any type of
Sure,
seems to be growing well.
You have a safe, a box, a cooler, literally anything. That the vacuum hopper, and it will just suck it up. So transfer, aid, and we'll just put all our potatoes in it. There we go.
My back hurts, my feet hurt.
So eventually, when it gets... And just remember to always clear your big stuff up. It doesn't stop the little stuff, but it just looks a bit tacky. There we go. So you listen out for that dinging noise. That lets you know you found something you want. There you go. So we're going to make some instant mash. Well, the potatoes are coming through now. See, the big stuff's getting in. There's the potatoes coming through. So this machine should process them and take them this way. Yeah, here we go, potatoes. So, because this machine was looking for potatoes, it takes the potatoes, sends them this way instead of sending them this way. So this is where all your junk items go, and this is where all your potatoes go. They'll go in the top, up here, through the hopper, land on here, into the food processor. Yeah, some of them are falling off. That's always going to be a problem you get with the direction of the hopper. Obviously it comes out that way. What you might want to do, just to stop it, is build an extra conveyor belt. And get it to work. Come on, thank you. a bit of plastic, a bit of cloth even. So we have a bit of cloth in there. We should make Instamash. So see the plastic from the paint bush is going in along with the tato, and look at that, we have made Instamash. Preserved Instamash, and it gets stored in the conveyor storage at the end. So there we go. Let me just put another conveyor belt so we don't lose all our mash, all our potatoes. So as you can see in the first machine, it's looking for the component, not the item. So if I'd have put just the paint brush in there, I'd only be getting the paint brushes. But because I put the cloth, it's looking for any item that has cloth, if that makes sense to you. Whereas the other machine, the sorter, just plain sorter, doesn't have potatoes, don't have components, so the only thing it looks for is potatoes, if you understand that. And there we go, more preserved Instamash. Make sure when it comes out, you can either have them going on a pile on the floor, but I have got them going into my conveyor storage here, so we can make some preserved Instamash. There we go. So I hope you enjoyed watching. If you have any problems, leave a comment when this is up on YouTube. Leave a comment down below, and I will get back to it one time, letting you know your problems, how I can help, any issues with this. Feel free to comment. If the video helped you, feel free to leave a like. I will be covering more, I will be expanding this, so in future videos I'll be perhaps producing more to see. So I might be making food here, and then I might sanction stuff off and make ammunition at the same time to see how that works. But as for then, this has been the oh my goodness, what is going on? The alarm clock's done it again. This is hell. Deathclaw hide just does not fit in like it should. That is a problem I hope they fix, just the big things clumping. There we go. There we go. Yeah, so that is just something. Just be considerate.
Farming's as honest work gets.
And make sure you always have conveyor storages to put all your junk items that you don't want in the end. As you can see, you get a lot. So that was my how-to guide on how to make a successful conveyor belt system. Obviously you have to swap out the end process. So I've got food, I had ammunition before, so it's up to you, just swap in and out whichever processor you want to make. And always remember to make sure these are changed, so you know you're looking for cloth and potatoes. And that is everything. I hope you enjoyed the video. If it helped you, feel free to leave a like, and obviously, as I said before, message me down in the comments if you're having trouble. That is everything, and as always, I hope you have a really good day. Thank you for watching.